next guest used to be governor. Florida Senator Rick Scott joins us now. Senator, great to see you. Florida has benefited in two ways. The destination for many of the New Yorkers, the rich New Yorkers that have moved out, and the share of millionaires living in New York has really collapsed in the last few years, well below 10% of the nation's. But a lot of the pension money that the taxes here go toward, about at least 10% of the pension payments every year, by my calculation, it's at least a couple of $1 billion, heads all the way down to Florida. That the only county out of the top 10 counties of pension payments every year that isn't in New York is in Florida. It's in Palm Beach. So say thank you, Senator.
Well, you know, it's interesting. In 2010, when I got elected as governor, there were more people living in New York than living in Florida. Now, 14 years later, there's 4 or 5 million more people living in Florida than New York. And what's happened is the wealthiest people are getting out. And do they take their income with them, take jobs with them, they take their charitable giving with them. And so who gets hurt? The poorest people in New York, the people that need a job or maybe need some support from a charity. So what's happened is there's a complete exodus of income keeps leaving New York because it's not treated well. It's one, it's not a great place to get a job. Number two, it's not a great place to get education. Number three, it's not safe. That's what people care about. So they're going to continue to move even faster. I mean, Mondami will be the realtor of the year for the next 4 years for Florida. I mean, they're just going to send so many people to Florida, but it's going to hurt the poorest families in New York.
Senator, as residents leave New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, California, and they move to states like Florida, what is the strain being put on local and state governments to actually absorb this infrastructure change? Education, highways, services, how do they adjust to all of that?
Well, here's what's nice about Florida. So people move when they're making more money. They've had success and they move out of these places. So we get wealthier and wealthier people that come to our state. A lot of them, they wait until after they have kids, so they're paying taxes, but they don't have kids in our K-12 school system. Then they give money to our universities to support our universities and our charities. So we've been able to build roads. We have great roads in our state. We're #1 higher education, top 5 in K-12 education. We're something like a 50-year low in our crime rate right now. When I left, it was 47-year low. I think it's like a 50-year low in our crime rate because we don't waste our money. And so Mondami is going to be horrible for New York. It'll be good for Texas, Tennessee, Florida, but it's hurting the poorest. It's the poorest families. And so think about it. Socialism never works. I mean, think of our state's full of people that left Cuba, left Venezuela, left places where there was socialism. It doesn't work anywhere.
I want to move on to President Trump is demanding that the GOP put an end to the filibuster once and for all to push through his agenda before the midterms, saying on Truth Social this, quote, terminate the filibuster now, end the ridiculous shutdown immediately, and then, most importantly, pass every wonderful Republican policy that we have dreamt of for years but never gotten. We will be the party that cannot be beaten, the smart party. Now, Charlie Hurt's coming up, and he's sitting to my right now, Senator. But what President Trump, I think, and we think, is really doing is trying to tee up some messaging for the Republicans to highlight the fact that the Democrats are filibustering this continuing resolution and to keep the government shut down. That's the brilliance of Trump's messaging. That's really what's afoot with the president.
Well, I think he's frustrated. I mean, you look at he couldn't get his nominees done, so we had to change the rules for that. The Democrats have shut down government. Now, they want to get paid. I have a bill that says no budget, no pay. They've all voted against that, so they want to get paid. But think about it. People are getting food stamps. I grew up in public housing. I watched my mom struggle for food. Democrats don't care that people are struggling for food. They don't care if our military is paid. They don't care if FAA shuts down our airports. They don't care if the TSA is paid. Capitol Police, which protects Schumer, he doesn't care if they get paid. So it's totally unfair to our country what the Democrats are doing. So I think President Trump's right to be frustrated, and he's right. We're going to show the American public that with Democrat rule, this is what you get. You get chaos. You get a government that doesn't work. When President Trump is doing everything he can to turn this economy around, improve everything in this country, improve all of our lives.
Well, Senator, we know that elections create mandates and mandates create policy. So one of the benefits of eliminating the filibuster, I think, is the ability for the people's voice to be heard. And when they put people in office, they want to see that there's not a lot of red tape to getting things done. How do we push this through and how do we effectuate this so it doesn't backfire us on us in the future?
Well, what we got to do is we've got to figure out how do we bring people together to actually get things done. And you know, so right now, what we really need is we need 5 more Democrats to come to their senses and say they're tired of people relying on food stamps tired of them not getting paid or their military or FAA. So I think we're going to get there. I'm optimistic. We got a lot of problems. President Trump inherited a lot of problems, and so we've just got to figure out how to come together to get all these things done.
Senator, great to see you.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
Senator Rick Scott, be well.